any job you take, you've got to learn a little bit on the run. And I don't care. Each one you take, it's just a little bit. There's going to be things I'm going to have to learn along the way. There's no doubt. But I am more prepared for this job than I have been for any other job, because think what I've done. I was a head coach for 15 years. I've been the associate head coach for 5 years at 3 different places. I've had to be the lead recruiter on 3 different staffs to go in and get the deals closed down to get those players in. We had the 5th leading recruiting class in the country at one place I was at. We had the 5th again. I was a recruiter of the year. At the next place, we were top 20. At the last place, we were top 20 in recruiting. That's what this game's about. So, yeah, I'm ready, and it's about recruiting, and that's what we're going to go do.
What was your involvement at really all of your last stops in college when it comes to on the field and scheme? I mean, what exactly do you plan to bring to the table from that perspective?
I've done 3 things already. I've had the tight ends, I've had the wide receivers, and I've had the running backs. I've coached quarterbacks my entire high school career. The only thing I haven't coached is the offensive line on that side of the ball. Believe it or not, my brother's always done that for me. So you can imagine how close I was to that with your own blood doing it. So I've been involved in special teams, every aspect of that as well. And the main thing I've done is the recruiting. And you know what associate head coach means, right? You do everything the head coach doesn't want to do. So guess what I get to do now? Delegate that and go do the things I'm made to do.
Yeah.
So was your brother on your staff at Gilmer?
He was for all 50. Well, actually, he was at A&M for a while, and then he was with me for most of that career.
What's his name?
His name is Jeff Traylor, and I did not say my brother's names in that press conference. Wow. Christmas is not going to be good.
And as a high school coach, you know how this is a special time of the year right now. You coach so many playoff seasons and stuff. We're in the semis now. We got 3 teams around here. Wagner's one of them, here in San Antonio. Bernie champion. Falls City, little bitty school over here. You can relate to that excitement around 2 weeks before Christmas, and you're almost to the.
It's the best time of the year. I mean, it's the best time of the year. I mean, it's always a December to remember. That's what you tell your kids. It's no different at this level.
Yeah.
We can talk about character and culture, and it produces results.
Yeah.
Don't ever mistake it. The fun's in the winning.
Yeah.
There's a reason they keep score. And that's powerful.
When it comes to coordinator hires, I mean, what sort of direction are you looking at? What kind of coaches are you looking for to kind of build out that staff?
You'll be excited. It'll be names you'll recognize, and you'll be excited about. A lot of experience at different levels, and I'm just not ready to release the names yet, just because they're getting out of contracts at their current places. They haven't said goodbye to their players yet. And each one of them asked me out of respect for their current players to just keep their names close to the vest right now. So it's not that I'm trying to duck your question. It's just that I'm trying to be sensitive to players. Because when we leave, I don't know if y'all saw last night, I mean, the one that killed me was saying goodbye to King Boyd. And I recruited him from Houston Stratford, Independence Community in Kansas. And that boy doesn't care about anything except being coached by me. And I don't know if you saw the picture. You can see in his eyes. And he had been bald. That's all I could do to get him to take a picture with me. That's the part of this business that people don't realize how hard. We understand. We move around a lot. But that's tough, saying goodbye to your players. So out of respect for those 2 coordinators, I'm going to hold that close to the best.
How many coaches have you got? Lisa said about 4 or 5. About 4 or 5.
5 on the road today.
That you've already that are going to be with you.
Yep, and we've got a couple things.
More on the way.
Yep.
Talking to some of the coaches, high school coaches from East Texas that you know pretty well, they mentioned how there's a level of player that doesn't quite get the Power 5 offer, but are really good players. Can those be the types of guys that you can bring here and kind of turn this into a destination for those types of guys?
Projecting is everything. That's one of the questions Dr. Campos asked me. And analytics is huge. They need to be running track. I want to know what their 100 time is, what the 200 time is, triple jump, broad jump, long jump. We got to get them on our campus. Those high school coaches will get them on our campus. When they come on our campus, we get to put them through a camp. When you put them through a camp, you get to see what a 40 time is, a pro agility, a vertical jump, a broad jump, how they catch football. I mean, I love my buddies. I love them all. And I'll buy tea on the Riverwalk when y'all are down here. But they're going to tell you they're 6'4", and they might not be 6'2". They're going to tell you they're running 4.44, and they might run a 4.7. They're trying to help their kid. They're just embellishing it slightly. When I get them on my campus, I know how tall they really are. We're going to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We just can't make as many mistakes. So because of the relationships I've had, I got the answers to the test. Those guys take care of me, They're going to get the kid on my campus. They're going to take care of me, and it helps you in recruiting. And guess what? When it's time to sign, they're not going to just make them come to me, but they're going to sure give them a heck of a lot of incentive to come play for one of their buddies, I can promise you.
So you have a
Schematically-
lot of recruits, obviously, in Texas. You could fill your whole team with only Texas recruits, but a lot of the bios that I was reading about you yesterday credited you with recruiting Michael Dixon at Texas. So are you going to continue to be looking all over the world?
You know, I just found, I had a contact that had a contact, and Charlie just told me he wanted a great kicker. And I trusted somebody. We watched the video, and Mike and I talked on the telephone, and we text and did all that stuff. And you can imagine what the time lapse is different. It's way different when you're dealing with somebody from Australia. So he hit me up. He might be a Hall of Fame punter with the Seattle Seahawks. He hit me up yesterday, and he's willing to do anything for us. That's what it's all about. And did I know that was going to benefit me? I had never eaten a whole fish in my life. I'm country as can be. I eat fried catfish, right? I'd never eaten one. So Michael and I are at the official visit. That thing's looking at me, the eye's looking at me, and I'm like, what do I do with this, Mike? And he's like, Coach, you don't eat that part. You just eat this part over here. I'm like, all these bones and stuff in it? I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, bro. Just get some catfish. So Mike, if you were to ask Mike about that, that's probably when I had him. I probably had him then.
Tell him to respond to my Twitter DM then. I tried to
I'll do that. I'll do that. You remind me to get on Mike about that.
Schematically, on offense and defense, I mean, what is sort of your vision for what you want to do on both sides of the ball?
And I'm not trying to avoid the question again. I got to look at our talent, and the secret to being a great coach is getting players to do what they do well. And I got to get in there, study it, and understand it a little bit better. And that's also the beauty of coming from a Texas high school football coach. We don't get to recruit our kids. You play with the ones you got. So whatever they can do, you figure out what they do, and you do that for them. That helped me on my journey along the way. And it won't be any different. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. I'm not scared. We're not going to be playing some kind of coverage and soft. We're going to get after it. And on offense, it's going to be pushing the envelope. And it's going to cause President Amy and Dr. Campos, they're going to be nervous about some of the things we're doing.
No way. Are you planning to, not any names, but are you planning to bring any Texas high school football coaches onto your staff right now?
2 for sure, and I think 5 or 6 have before they got into college football. So we'll be heavy Texas, there's no doubt. And all of them have recruited the state and have great respect amongst the high school coaches in the state.
Two directly from high school?
2 directly from high school.
Schematically, can you do the same things that made you successful at Gilmer, or is the college level too different?
Well, think about that. People make such a big deal about that. What access do you have when you're a Texas high school football coach? The greatest minds in the world want you on their campuses at all time. There's nothing do you think that college coaches share information with other college coaches? No. Since I've been in college football, I don't think one of them shared one thing with me. When I was a Texas high school football coach, every single offensive coach I went to see, playbook, practice scripts, whatever they could do. Why? They wanted my players. So what we did in high school is only copied from what they were doing in college. So there's no difference. It's just you're doing it with a different, if you don't win a state championship in Texas, you're getting fired. If you don't win one in college, you're getting fired. It's the same pressure. Superintendent's under the same pressure. School board members under the same pressure. It's the same game. It's just played by much bigger, faster, bigger stadiums. It's still ball. Ball's ball, played by players. Players win game. It'll always be that way.
Jeff, can you turn the Roadrunners into a winner next season?
He wouldn't have hired me if he didn't think so.
When you go through your experience at Arkansas, I mean, a lot of the things that you've talked about are stuff that Chad Morris tried to do as well. I mean, what have you learned from that experience, and what are you going to kind of bring from that experience here to try to make sure that that doesn't happen?
Well, I thought his social media plan was fantastic. I thought it was fantastic. What our department did, and to sell the brand. When you're getting beat that bad and you still recruit a top 25 class, there's some social media going down and a lot of hard recruiting, right? I thought his recruiting footprint was brilliant. To how he chose certain areas to be in. We're going to be very strategic in where we recruit. We're going to be smart. We're not going to go, use your common sense. You get on the road 18 days. You got 10 coaches. So you got 180 days. How many schools can you see in a day? We want to spend an hour with each coach. So I can't expect my coaches to be in more than 8 schools a day. Well, what's 180 times 8? It's right around 1,600. We can't be taking on more than 1,600 schools. The beautiful thing about that, as you can tell by my phone, it doesn't matter where they are, they're going to call me. So now we can spot recruit. So even though I might be in there meeting with Dr. Compost and we're trying to budget and all this stuff, and she said, now wait a minute, you told me you were gonna go over here. I said, yeah, but I got a buddy that's got a buddy, he's got it all the way out here in the Panhandle. And he says this guy's a player, and I need to get on a jet and get there to see this kid. I know all she's done so far, go get him, let's go. That's what we're gonna do. So we need to strategically plan 1,600 schools, that those 1,600 coaches go, I know who recruits my school. He cares for me, he listens to me, he's gonna take care of me. So we can get maybe one player from him in 10 years.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.